Welcome to That Business Show 2.0 with your host, Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. Today on the program, we'll be talking with Gus Malliarodakis. He's the CEO of FitPro, where they develop delicious, natural, and premium quality nutritional beverages, foods, and supplements to conveniently nourish, optimize people's mental, physical, and physiological health and performance. So, Gus, welcome to the program today.
Thanks, Jamie. Thanks for having me.
So, Gus, I can see you've got a great physique. You're all about health and wellness. Just tell me about this brand, FitPro, and what you're all about.
FitPro was originally started by original founder, a gentleman named by Brad Kloss. He's got dairy farm background and science and nutrition throughout the dairy. And he had started this and wanted to make something that was a much better. It's a very crowded space. We call it RTD, for example, in ready to drinks, protein shakes, and you'll see, all your other different competitors, Muscle Milk, Labrada, Core Power. But he wanted to make something that was really, really, really good, much better for you, and a better, cleaner product. So he came to Mike Zampano, who is my partner, is a former founder of Champion Nutrition, which is one of the first nutrition companies in the 80s that did very well. I think we're in about 80-something countries and 150 products. And Mike liked what he saw. And Mike got a hold of me. He goes, Gus, I want you to come in. I want you to take a look at this particular formula. And it's funny because you and I kind of share some of the same background. I did real estate for years, since 86, broker, and did the whole foreclosure thing. Been through all that.
Did you keep yourself in shape while you were a real estate agent? Because I can't keep myself in shape in that.
I managed to do so. I know when the market kind of plummeted, 6, 7, 8. I mean, doing all the BPOs, foreclosures, we got hit hard in this East Bay area in Northern California. It was different. You had to really shift the way you were doing business. As you know, it wasn't all happy homeowners. At the end of the day, it was meeting people, cash for keys, and all that kind of stuff. So,
yeah, that's my specialty. I'm a foreclosure agent. I know all about cash for keys and BPOs. But my problem is I just can't keep in shape. It's so much stress. I'm eating and drinking all the time.
Yeah, and it's funny because when I read that, I read a little bit about it. I said, wow, so we kind of understand each other. We have some of the same background. So, but anyway, Mike called me up, and I went and saw Mike, and I looked at this formula. I said, wow, this is really good. And my mind started really opening up to other things because it was made so clean and such a better product. I started thinking more so than just, the fitness community, the bodybuilding, the, shows, all the hardcore physique athletes and whatnot. I started thinking mainstream, and my big passion is, and we'll get into in a minute, is youth. So I looked at the product. I said, Mike, we got to add a couple flavors. We can make a couple tweaks. We got to get out of that old Tetra pack. It looked like, in Europe, Jamie, they have those kind of like carton type things for refrigeration purposes. So we were one of those. It was kind of antiquated. I said, let's get it in a real cool looking bottle, name it, and add a couple flavors. And we did. And we made it better. We removed carrageenan out of it. One of our large customers, Lifetime Fitness, very fluent member base. They called up while we were going through the rebranding and tweaking the formula, said, can you guys please remove carrageenan? And if you guys don't know what carrageenan, I can get into that for a second. And we said, wow, really, carrageenan? And we did. It took about 3 more months, but we were one of the very few first that removed carrageenan. And that's out of the product. So
go and explain what that is, because I have no idea what that is.
Yeah. What carrageenan is, Jamie, it's a red seaweed. It acts as a stabilizer, a thickener. Supposedly no problems. 99% of even a lot of health foods, organic foods have it. Ice cream has it. A lot of ice cream, and most of your protein shakes have it. It's a red seaweed stabilizer and a thickener. So that's natural, supposedly, which it is. But there's a lot of data, and if you Google carrageenan, you will find out that they're saying now it causes a lot of stomach disturbances, ulcers. Linked to stomach and colon cancer. We went, oh my gosh. So, whether it's true or not, but there's more data saying that a lot of people are having issues with it, we decided to remove it. Well, when you remove something, you have to add something to take its place and keep it natural and keep it healthy, which we were able to do. Mike figured it out because he's a food scientist too. And so I think it's us or Organic Valley are one of the very few that have removed it. So that was a big deal for Lifetime Fitness. So that they moved out all their SKUs as far as ready to drinks, and they have 130, and we had about 140 or 50 clubs by the end of this year, early 18. Very, very nice gyms. I don't know if you've ever seen them, but they're beautiful. And I think we're one of the there's Evolve, which is a plant-based protein. There's Organic Valley. They have a couple SKUs each, and we hold 8 faces in there, which I'm proud of because they like our stuff and our stuff sells well. So we managed to stay in there. We're able to say now we have removed carrageenan, which is ultimately better for everybody.
Now, who is the shakes designed for? Are these designed for people wanting as meal replacement to lose weight? Are they designed for the people gaining muscle, or are there different shakes for different people?
You know what? I got to be honest with you. This particular shake, we have Olympic athletes all the way to your stay-at-home mom. Everybody needs protein. It's funny, Jamie, because when we talk about athletes, NBA, football, track stars, bodybuilders, I don't care. What the main ingredient that all these people share is we need a healthy protein. Even kids, if you go online and do some reading, even really athletic children that are playing baseball or travel ball or swim, they're realizing, wow, we need not 0.2 or 0.3 grams, they need at least 0.9 grams of protein, which is almost a gram of protein per pound of body weight. Because your body, that's how it grows. Your bones, your skin, your muscles grow through protein. So this is for everybody. This is for your busy executive that doesn't have time to eat. Like yourself, you're busy, you're running around. And I'll send this, I don't want you to try it. And you drink it and you feel great because of the way it's made. We'll get into that in a minute. And also for, like I said, Olympic athlete, football players, we're dealing with San Jose Sharks and basketball teams and people coming at us.
Well, I can tell. It sounds like you've got great distribution in a very crowded space. So, is it just the formula and the taste that helps it differentiate from all the other products on the market? I know I've had a number of protein shakes and they have a bad aftertaste or they're chalky.
You're absolutely right. Yeah, that's why you're absolutely right. So, our distribution is really getting a lot of traction. We just got into 24-hour fitness, Lifetime Fitness, and Shake Gyms. We just got picked up by a couple big distributors. Every week we're growing and growing, and it's starting to snowball. And we're adding more products because of who is on our team, and I'll get into that in another minute also. But as far as the protein goes, yes, it's not a protein powder, Jamie. Like most of your protein powders is a whey powder. Okay, right. 99%. And that is when they make cheese with micellar casein, milk protein and whatnot, all the stuff that is left over, they used to scrape off the top and get rid of it, right? So it's kind of a byproduct. And now they realize, we could turn it into a protein. Well, it's not. And I'll be honest, I hate to use this as a little, well, it's true. You got a beef hot dog and you got a Kobe beef steak, mm-hmm. right? So they're both protein. One's a hot dog and one's a Kobe beef steak. You're right, they're both protein, but huge difference in how you look, how you feel, how your body's going to react, and what your body does with it. So because this is all real milk protein, this has never been turned into a protein powder, right? It goes from the cow to that bottle literally in 7 days. We got a special ultrafiltration system, and we take out all the sugar, truly take out all the lactose. There's no gluten, there's no artificial colors or sweeteners, and we get that micellar casein protein, which, by the way, has never been done before. You can buy it in a powder form, but it's never been kept in its raw state. And the reason why micellar casein is really good is because it is a very bioavailable product for you. In other words, it comes in slow burning, and it burns slow, and it lasts for a long time. Whey, on the other hand, certain types of whey, your body doesn't digest it as well, and so they're running to the bathroom, they're getting bloating and whatnot.
That's what I was going to ask you about that, because I know when I take different protein shakes or powders and whatnot, gas and indigestion is something I have a problem with.
Yeah, I think, I don't want to name them online, but I have a couple very, very VIPs that have been on TMZ and got stomach issues, and we've got it to them. People with Crohn's disease, people with celiac disease, kids from Make-A-Wish Foundation have thanked me. But worked a show where I had a guy with Crohn's disease literally crying in tears and hugging me. Because I said, look, just drink this. He walked around with his girlfriend, he had a friend with him, and he came back crying. He goes, I can't believe it. So, and that's all by default. We found out how good this product is, and that's a whole other area we'll look into the future. But right now, we're really getting go out there. We're getting ready to launch a youth product before the end of the year. There's a big demand on it. If you look, we're the only ones in the country that carry the real seal on there, which is a big deal. And I've met 3 times now with California Milk Advisory Board, which they are very much against all these other so-called milk products that aren't milk. And there's a huge litigation going on with the Senate and whatnot, trying to get rid of that. They're open arms with us, and how can we help you guys? Because you're actually helping dairy and give dairy a good name. Another thing is, in 12 of these bottles, which is in a case, it takes 2.5 gallons of UH milk to make milk.
Now, right now, are you distributing these strictly in health centers? Are they also in retail stores?
We're going in retail stores. We are in lots of 7-Elevens. We hope to be, we're working with a couple big distributors to be in all 7-Elevens within the next 6 months, mainly California, which is almost 2,000 of them before the end of the year. I'm meeting with Walmart here in a couple of weeks. We're meeting with Costco again. So they're calling us, and we're really excited about it.
Very good growth story here. Talking to Gus Malliarodakis, CEO of FitPro, and a performance shake for helping you lose weight or gain muscle, whatever it is that you need. Learn more at teamfitpro.com. When we come back from the break, we'll go into a little bit more about how it's made and how he's really developed that brand and got this to be a national, and who knows, might be even an international brand. I'll talk with him when we come back to the break. You're listening to That Business Show 2.0 with your host, Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. And welcome back to That Business Show 2.0 with your host, Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. Today, we're talking about protein shakes with Gus Malliarodakis, CEO of FitPro. Learn more at fitprousa.com. And Gus, you've been talking about, how these are produced, how they don't have the digestive problem that so many of us are familiar with when we drink these protein shakes. What is it that makes these just so different from the other products that are on the market?
Well, again, Jamie, there's very, if you look at our ingredient list, it's very short. It's literally about, 6 or 7 lines versus a whole panel. It's all natural. It's real fluid milk that's been ultra filtered. We've removed all, truly, when we say truly removed, because there's people that say, oh, no lactose, you'll drink it, you'll bloat and you'll be running to the recipe. So
right.
We've removed all the lactose, all the sugars. We've added very little sugar, so you're gonna get about 10 grams or less in carbs on a 35-gram protein of stevia and mostly monk fruit. There's no gluten, there's no artificial colors, flavors, sweeteners. The shelf life, believe it or not, what Mike's done is about 15 months, 16 months on this at room temperature. This doesn't have to be refrigerated until it's open. And mainly, the other really good thing, Jamie, is that it tastes so good. So because it tastes so good, and it's so good for you with no IG problems, like I mentioned to you on the break, that a lot of, especially females that get a lot of these things, guys will drink anything sometimes. I'll put on muscle, I don't care what it tastes like. That's kind of changing. People are getting into quality. This millennium crowd is a little bit smarter than it was when I was younger. Look like this, drink this. You chew down a bunch of beef capsules. You didn't care. Now, it's got to taste good. It's got to have some science behind it, which we do. And especially for a lot of women, like I mentioned, they'll drink this and go, wow, I can actually drink a protein shake. And I look forward to it, mainly because it tastes good and it's good for me. And I'm not going to feel that. I'm going to feel good. So that's really cool. The other thing is, because our product is so good and we carry the real milk, in California Milk now will be putting their logo on there, that the youth market. We feel we've already got a bottle, we've named it, we trademarked it. I'm real excited. I've met with a lot of people about it.
You don't usually associate protein shakes with youth. I mean, I remember as a kid, Gatorade was what we had, out on the ball fields and stuff.
Right.
Are you looking for a way to replace like the Gatorades?
No. Well, I know Mark Rapoli with Body Armor has come out with his, and he's trying to get 1% of the market. That's a huge, and you're dealing with some big boys there, right? You got Powerade, you got Gatorade. That's a hydration drink. Right. Kids today, if you go to these sport camps, and parents, just to give you an idea, it's in the billions. I mean, I don't know, I'm putting all this out there, but it's in about $10 billion a year spending between West Coast and East Coast. If you can imagine this is a lot of blue collar family. They'll get 2 jobs to have their child in sports, whether it's baseball, football, swim, cheer, dance, whatever it is. Now you got lacrosse, soccer's huge. $10 billion between the ages of 4 and 5. All the way pre-high school. Think about that. And that does not include gear, coaching, private lessons, whatever it is, right? Or their monthly fees. That's just travel costs. The number one thing that's become very important, and this is true for all professional athletes, is what? Nutrition. These kids will perform better or feel better and look better, which ultimately they'll feel better about themselves if they eat. So if you think about it, when I started thinking, I go, well, 15 years ago, approximately, when Muscle Milk came out, somebody that was 20 is now what, 35. Somebody that was 30 is now 45. They have kids. That demographic 15 years ago grew up Muscle Milk, whatever was out there. But because they're really paying attention to their kids and what their kids are putting in their mouth, they're not going to give them certain products that have certain ingredients. I won't.
Now, the market that you're in, though, it seems like it's one of those markets that's constantly resetting. I mean, like with exercise and fitness, every couple of years, I don't want to necessarily say fad, but a new, craze comes around, that draws people into, that environment. Is it the same with the shakes and stuff that you're going to have to constantly redesign the look and the branding of that?
Right. Well, this particular shake, what we designed from the beginning and made even better is how clean it is, that it's accepted by everybody. We're not trying to go after a niche market. Champion Nutrition was more your hardcore athletes, your bodybuilders, your superstars. We are for that demographic, but we want to be more health and wellness because that whole area is growing. I mean, organic, natural is going to be growing 4 times faster than food products in the next 4 years. If you look at grocery stores and I went and met with bodybuilding.com and everybody's putting in aisles now of natural and organic. You saw Amazon just bought, of course, Whole Foods and what happened there. So that whole sector is really growing very quickly. And we have our finger on the pulse. Our team of guys are all veterans, have been around. Geez, I mean, we're all average 20, 25 years. We've all worked together. We put the band back together. Bob Fricks, who did the original Muscle Milk and sold it off. Caveman Foods, Paleo, Mike Zampano, Champion Nutrition. Our dairy scientists, we have 4 guys that's very well known. They did Atkins and a few others that just.
But it's definitely an opportunity because food is so much processed ingredients, and it's tough to find stuff on the go. I know myself, I've struggled with weight through the years. Yeah. I've been in and out of gyms, and I've been in and out of different types of protein shakes and meal replacement shakes. And what always drew me away from the shakes is the indigestion and the chalkiness. Those are the 2 things that why I never stayed with those protein shakes. But I agree. I mean, it's definitely an opportunity. I'm sick of eating all this fast processed food. I've talked on the program a number of times about the addiction that I feel that I have to a lot of these products. It's difficult to overcome that.
Well, you know what, Jamie, it's funny you say that. First of all, I'm going to get to this topic because I'm so excited for you to try it and see how you feel. Like I said, I've had people that cannot touch it, any type of milk or shakes because of digestive issues. So I think you're going to be very pleasantly surprised. But you're right. This food addiction and what they're putting in our foods, it's terrible. And I tell people nowadays it's different. You want to spend X amount of days in the past and train, and the food, just eat food because the foods that were pretty decent. Now the foods have become not so good, and to me it's 90. They say it's 80%, 75%. it's to me 95% what you put in your mouth. I'd rather take somebody in the gym, and I tell this all the time, that is eating correctly, not crazy, I'm starving, I mean chicken breasts and green beans and like a bodybuilder hardcore. No, you don't have to do that. Just eat correctly. And I like to see somebody minimum 4 to 6 times a day, smaller meals. We talk about that really, really enables your metabolism. And train twice a week, maybe, versus somebody that's in there 5 or 6 days a week, 2 hours training, and they're not eating. That person that's training twice a week and eating correctly, in 6 months will look like a rock star compared to the other person.
Oh yeah, I've personally experienced that a number of times in my life. I'll go to the gym, hit it hard, but then I'll go home and I'll order a pizza. It feeding my entire day, and it does nothing to my physique.
Yeah, and the first thing I tell people is you got to lock in up here. You got to be tired of how you feel and how you look. Don't set yourself up for failure, because people will say, "Oh, well, I'm ready to do it. Are you ready to do it? I'm ready to do it." And no, be really ready to do it, and make a change. Because this is what I say: is if you get yourself looking and feeling better, your life gets better, your relationships get better, your work gets better. Your relationships with your spouse, friends, business, it's just everything gets better. You know that when you feel better, you look better, your confidence, everything changes. But you got to get over that hump, and it's usually the first 4 weeks that's most difficult. It's being consistent, and then it becomes a habit. And then I got a guy, my training partner, he's lost like 40 pounds, and he thanks me every day. He's a great guy. I go, you did it, buddy. You really did it.
Yeah,
but he can never go back. He can never go back to looking and feeling like how he did. He eats. We all go off on the weekend, eat a little bit of junk, and okay, I had enough. Now I'm used to eating healthy, and it tastes better.
Yeah, it's my belief that people that are obese, or many of us, are suffering from food addiction, and we really need to look at obesity more like how we treat drug addicts and alcohol addicts, because we're addicted to these foods. We need to break that addiction. Once that addiction is broken, then we can go back to a normal life. I really think that we're missing the boat in some of the ways that we're treating some of these people.
You're absolutely right. And sure, I tell everybody, companies, we have to look at helping people and getting products that people truly need, not about the money. And if you do that, the money will follow. You know what I mean? And it's not even about that. For me, it's not only helping people providing great product. We want, as a company, to empower people and make them feel good about themselves. And that's something people don't like doing, but we passionately, that's one of my big passions is you can do it. We can help you, and stay true to that, and kind of develop our company around that with youth, with mainstream, with Crohn's, because we really do care. And most companies, they just want to turn and burn and make money. That's not us. We will not put anything out in the market that I wouldn't give to my kids.
Now, you mentioned that you're in 7-Elevens, you got a meeting with Walmart, you're in many different health centers. Is the brand international right now?
Yes, we are international. We just set stuff up. It's going to Korea. We got Mexico. We're in Australia already, Israel. So this is all coming on very quickly.
And what do you attest the growth to? Is it just great marketing, or is it just a great product that's spread by word of mouth?
Our marketing hasn't even kicked in. Right now, it's all been word of mouth and referral. And I attest it to a great team back at work that will bleed for the place, and our veterans. And when we get hit with an obstacle, we just put our head down and march. So I tell people, we march down the football field, that last yard, that last inches is when it gets tough. Everybody's pushing back, and that's when you got to plow through and get the job done. So.
Well, you're succeeding in a very crowded space. Like I said, there's as you know, there's a lot of that product out there on the marketplace. Where do you see, FitPro in 5 years? Are there going to be more products, more stuff than just the shakes? Where do you see the company going?
Definitely product. We're developing greens right now. We have our greens product, youth product. We have another line we're launching next month. It's all plant-based for your joints. The vitamin S, which we trademark for sleep, for mood. And it's all plant-based. And that comes with Bob Fritz and Mike Zampano. So we're really excited about that.
Well, good discussion. Look for the product in your local 7-Eleven, soon to be in Walmarts and multiple health centers across the country and even internationally. So Gus Malliarodakis, CEO of FitPro, thank you so much for being on the program with me today. Good discussion.
Thank you, Jamie. And by the way, I'm very proud of you. You said my name. That's awesome. Thank you.
Hey, it's just all phonetics. You just read it out. You know, if you look at,
I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. My wife's sitting across from me. She's going.
it's one of those names that, you look at it like, whoa, but if you just break it down, it just flows like any other word. Malliarodakis.
Thank you, James.
Absolutely. Learn more at fitprousa.com. Fitprousa.com. New episodes each weekday morning, 9 a.m. thatbusinessnetwork.com, and please subscribe on iTunes and on YouTube. And if you'd like to come onto the program, tbsinterview.com for more information. You've been listening to That Business Show 2.0 with your host, Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business.